Hello and welcome back to my channel Learn with Preeti Bedi. In this video, we are going to talk about IELTS writing. Writing is the hardest part for many students. I have come across many people who manage to get a decent score like a band 7 and above in other 3 sections of IELTS, but they're stuck at band 6 or 6.5 in their writing. To be honest, it is not that tough if you follow a few tips that I'm going to discuss in this video. Do watch the video till the end. Give a thumbs up if you find it informative, because that will motivate me to come up with more videos for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Let's straight dive into the video. Many people fail to understand that most of us are not comfortable writing at length. So you really need to practice a lot, whether it is your handwriting or whether it is expressing your thoughts onto the paper. You really need to practice a lot. Now, what do I mean with expressing your thoughts? It means how well you can organize your ideas and thoughts that you have in your mind, and you put them into paragraphs in response to the task that is being given to you in IELTS writing. Someone once asked me, do I need to have a Tharoor-like English to score a higher band in IELTS? And I was like, no, literally no, because even examiners would not want to read the words which are not commonly used in your daily conversations. But examiners do not want to read repetitive words as well. So this leads to our tip number 1 for today. Don't repeat the words that you use. So what should you do? You should use synonyms. So be prepared with synonyms for commonly used words in your daily conversations. IELTS writing test is designed to assess a wide range of your writing skills, which includes how well you can respond to the task, how well you can organize your ideas, and how well you can use a range of vocabulary and grammar accurately. So this leads to our tip number 2 for today, which is do not memorize the ready-made answers. It is a big no-no. Never do that, because examiners are well trained to understand if you have written a memorized answer. So make sure you do not memorize any ready-made answers and try and write your own original ideas. The next tip that I'm going to talk about is about the word count. Yes, word count matters. In writing task 1, you are expected to write at least 150 words, and in writing task 2, you are expected to write at least 250 words. Do not write less than the designated word limit. You can go beyond it, but to an extent. There are certain words which are normally written as one word, but some candidates make a mistake of writing them as 2 words. For example, words like cannot, it's a one word. Some people write it separately and they write can and not separately. So don't do that mistake. And even if you do that mistake, because the meaning would be very clear to the examiner, they would count it as one word only. So make sure you're writing the words correctly. Also, there are some hyphenated words like ex-student, above mentioned, all inclusive. These are all counted as one word. As I mentioned earlier, that you need to use a wide range of vocabulary, and instead of repeating the words, you need to use their synonyms. Similarly, you also need to avoid using the word very, and for that you need to use stronger adjectives. I have made a few videos already on how to avoid using the word very. I will leave their link in the description. You can visit my channel and watch those videos to improve your vocabulary. Let's move on to next tip. Our next tip for today is use stronger verbs. For example, you need to go somewhere, okay, and you call up your friend and you say, I will get there by 9 p.m. tonight. So instead of saying get, you can use the word reach, and you can say, I will reach there by 9 p.m. tonight. So this way you can use some stronger verbs rather than using the common words. Now, if you want me to make a separate video on how to use stronger verbs in your IELTS writing, do leave your comments, and if I get maximum comments for this, I will definitely make a separate video for this. Let's move on to our next tip for today. Our next tip is be more accurate. Try to have your sentences as error-free as you can and don't go off topic. Yes, stick to the topic. Stick to the task which is being mentioned in the question. The next tip is try to avoid contractions in your essays. Yes, contractions are usually considered as informal way of expressing your thoughts. So don't use them in your essays. They can still be used in your letter if you are writing an informal letter. Now this leads to our next tip, which is choose a correct tone for writing your IELTS letters. Make sure that you choose a correct tone for writing your letters in IELTS Writing Task 1. If you're writing a letter to a friend, a family member, a classmate, then you can choose to write an informal letter. But if you're writing a letter to an unknown person or a person at an authoritative designation, then you need to write a formal letter. And for your colleagues, you can still use a semi-formal language. Remember one thing, don't use slangs like gals, guys, chicks. These are a strictly no-no for IELTS writing. Even if it is an informal letter, don't use these slangs. You will lose bands for this. Our next tip is divide your time wisely. Remember, task 2 is worth twice as much as task 1. So you must know how much time you have to devote to task 1 and task 2. If you have practiced well, you would already know that how much time will it take for you to write task 1 and task 2. So divide your time properly. Talking about the last tip, which is probably one of the most important tips, is try to read as much as you can. Yes, either it is newspaper, magazines, articles or blogs, any books that you're interested in, just read them. Make it a regular habit to read something, because that way you will have better thoughts in your mind and you'll be able to express your thoughts better in your IELTS writing. So I hope this video would help you in your IELTS writing exam. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments and I will definitely answer your questions, your queries. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care.